Well, guys, what's up? What is going on out there today, this morning? Hi, it is Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of 7 Around 7. Trying to go daily at 7 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be interesting in a couple of weeks when I'm in Atlanta. We'll have to figure that one out. Kind of depends on my tournament schedule, but it may be that those are 7 Around 7 Eastern time for several days, but that's okay. If you're on the West Coast, you can certainly pick up the replay, and or maybe you're just up at 4 a.m. On the West Coast, right? That's fine. Anyway, look, guys, hope you are having a great day. Another barn burner out here today in the California desert, Rancho Mirage, the Mission Hills Country Club. Looking forward to a nice practice session this morning on the clay with the Big O, trying to get ready for this tournament in Atlanta, starting for me on Wednesday, May 5th, traveling May 3rd. And again, if you're in the Atlanta area, would love to meet you, right? Come on by, say hi, introduce yourself, and say hi, and let's hang out for a little bit. And so, yeah, the other thing, treat for me this morning, I'm having breakfast with the great Mike Stewart. From half the time, I guess you're in the desert, other half the time he's in North Carolina. But one of my all-time favorite senior players because, and this is a 22, 23, 24, I'm not sure what the number is now, gold ball winner in doubles. But a guy who has just figured out the game later in his life. He was not a great junior player, not a great college player, never played in the tour, and really didn't win his first national title, I believe, until he was in the 65s. So for you guys looking to, with the gold ball hunting thing, looking for some hope, this is your guy. And it's not like he's the Lone Ranger. There are lots of players out there who, we're not great juniors. We're not great college players, never played in the tour. In fact, maybe took the game up later and have just hung in there and figured it out and done all the things that you got to do to be able to put yourself into position to occasionally win a national title. Could be singles or doubles. Anyway, but the other thing that Mike brings to me is just a real dose of reality in terms of the right questions. I mean, I'm asking him questions all the time. I think he's doing the same with me, but he's so curious. Here's a guy in the 75s still got, what's the next step? What do I have to figure out next? And so anyway, he and I get together occasionally here in the desert, and looking forward to breakfast with him this morning. So guys, look, let's talk about a dose of reality. Be honest. Be just brutally honest. Do you actually trust your rally ball, right? Could be a forehand, could be a backhand, but do you trust it? Look, the rally ball is a relatively new term, new phrase in the game. I don't know, last 10 years, let's call it. I'm not sure what it was called before. I know that Dr. Alan Fox calls it the middle game, right? And the middle game is just by definition, it's a forehand or backhand ground stroke where you're basically aiming right down the middle of the court. Let's call it the middle third of the court. And you're hitting it deep enough so that it keeps the opponent back, but keeps them into that middle third of the court. And by definition, doesn't really give them any clear offensive opportunity. For sure, an opponent over there is going to take a rally ball that you hit over there once in a while. That's deep. And I mean, maybe they're trying to go cross court and they hit it late and they screamed up the line for a winner. Okay, that's going to happen from time to time, but that's not going to deter you from thinking that you shouldn't trust the rally ball the next time. And so, yeah, that's actually the definition of the rally ball, a ball that you feel that you can play the middle third of the court deep enough that a couple of realities is, number one, is that it's probably coming back 90% of the time, if not more. And you have to be okay with that. A lot of players aren't. I mean, one of the reasons a lot of players don't trust the rally ball is they feel that, hey, the longer I stay in the point, even if I'm hitting good quality rally balls, the chances go down for me winning the point. And one of the epiphanies, one of the ahas that I had way back when was, wait a minute, I've just hit a no-nothing rally ball. No-nothing meaning it's okay, right? It didn't go deep to the corner and stretch the guy out, or it didn't have a lot of power. But gosh darn it, that ball didn't come back. Or gosh darn it, that ball now lands short around the tee, and I've got a big fat offensive opportunity now, right? So a lot of players just don't trust that staying in the point is going to be a good thing. And until you do, well, the reality is going to be you're going to be trying to pull the trigger, as Jeff Jackless likes to call it. You're going to be looking for the exit way before you get an opportunity to be offensive. So you've got to be okay thinking that this is fine to stay in the point if I need to, right? And look, let's talk about reality. It may take 2 or 3 rally balls before, and I'm talking about you hitting good, high-quality rally balls that you know are coming back, before either one of those 2 things happens, right? They miss it, or they give you a short sitter that you could do something offensive with, right? So the other thing is that the other reason you don't trust your rally ball could be that your fundamentals are inconsistent. And your fundamentals being that your footwork, you are not consistently creating the right spatial distance away from the path of that incoming ball so that you can execute minimalist stroke technique, forehand or backhand, to be able to produce another quality rally ball, right? It could be that your point of contact, you get a little jumpy out there and you get a little bit too far out in front, right? And the ball never really stays on your racket and just kind of falls off the net. Or maybe you fiddle with contact the very last second because you realize, oh, I'm a little bit too far in front here. Open up the racket face, the ball flies deep, right? It could be that your fundamentals are just inconsistent. And look, everyone, players ask me, well, how do I become a consistent shot maker? And I said, well, it's really not about the swing. It's really about consistent footwork, consistent spacing, right? Consistent point of contact, consistent swing speed, right? You don't need a big windshield wiper, full Western, semi-Western, goofy, swing shape, grippy rally ball. You just don't need that. And the more technique you try to bring to your rally ball, the more technique you bring, the chances go up that you're going to make an error or you're going to leave a ball short. I mean, that's the most common thing I get in the forehand is, geez, I'm really trying to work more top. Geez, I'm really trying to get more windshield wipe. Geez, why is my forehand landing short? And I go, well, we got to undo the surgery that you just did. And we got to convince you that less technique is the key. Swing technique, right? So look, so that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 that you don't trust your rally ball, you're just not putting in the hard yards, the Brad Gilbert hard yards in terms of fitness. You might be great rally ball for a set, maybe a set and a quarter. And then the next thing you know is the guy over there realizes that, he's starting to huff and puff over there. He's starting to not get to the balls that he was before. He's not setting up the way that he used to. Well, I'm just gonna grind this guy into, a nub. And sure enough, what happens is the smart player over there is not going to shorten the points. They're going to lengthen the points sometimes, even if they get what looks like an offensive opportunity, just because they know that you're not fit, and that's going to be their strategy is to make you pull the ripcord on points early when maybe you're not in the right position to do so. So those are the 3 basic reasons that most players do not trust their rally ball. And I know I'm going to get someone who says, well, look, I'm a 4-0. I play with like a 4-6 or 4-7 guy. And if I don't really scorch it, I'm in trouble. Well, come on, man. I mean, if I play with a solid 5-0 plus young buck in singles, doesn't matter what I do. I mean, the only thing I could do is try to, loop balls in high, but that's such a vast difference in terms of age and in terms of rating label that doesn't matter. So what I'm talking about is when you're playing someone who's right there at your skill level, right? So yeah, I mean, if you're playing someone that's totally above your skill level, then maybe you work on something different, because they'll probably take your standard rally ball and do some damage, and that's okay. That's all right. So that's slightly off topic from what we're talking about today. But anyway, I want you to be able to trust your rally ball, because when you do, because you know that, you know what, it's okay to stay in the point if I have to, because I'm in great shape. I can do this all day long because I've worked on the fundamentals, right? I haven't gone out there and done the drill where I'm hitting balls cross court, and all I'm trying to do is, well, let's see if I can learn how to hit winners all day long with my cross court forehand. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. So you're just wasting your time with that practice. Why don't you do what the great Fred Robinson does? And you talk about a guy who, when you play him, you realize, this guy is never going to miss. And I practiced with Fred several times when I've been in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he lives. Mine and I have gone there to play the National Husband-Wife clay courts, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. And I always make sure that, Fred, we're going to go out and practice today. And one of the things that he encourages me to do is you want your landing spot for the drill that we're doing. And if we're going cross court, he says, you want the landing spot right in the middle, the intended target to be right in the middle of that cross court quadrant, right? And I mean, he's done a study of Roger, of Federer, and he's looked at and he's plotted, he's charted his cross court, whatever, forehand, and he's found out that, oh my God, most of them are landing in the middle of that cross court quadrant. And his thinking is, because this is what he practices and he never misses. And I'm telling you, by the end of 45 minutes or 60 minutes, I mean, you're just dragging, because he never misses. But his thought is that, look, if that's your target, that's your intended target, and you're a little bit early, okay, well, then you're a hair closer to the sideline, but you're still inside. If you're a hair late, you're going right back down the middle. If you go a little bit deep, you're okay. You're still inside the corner over there. And if you're short, all right, you're short, but at least you're consistent. And if you move that target over towards the middle third of the court, and you consistently can hit that rally ball all day long, when you trust your rally ball, I'm telling you, the rest of your game gets so much more confidence, because you know that you can stay in the point whenever you need to, right? And that's just a huge confidence builder. So that's my little rant for the day. I think the big thing is that players, I think the big thing is players just are not in enough great shape. I just think that they don't spend enough time. I think they come up with reasons why. Well, you know what? I'm doing a little bit of this off-court stuff, and I do this, I do that. All right, that's a good start. But if you're going to go out there and you're going to compete either in the leagues, or you're going to compete in tournaments, or even if it's practice matches where you want to win, man, you've got to embrace fitness in terms of how it relates to a rally ball. So that's all I got to say. All right, guys. Would love to read your comments, your questions. As always, right down below in the comments area, let me know what's going on with today's topic, or maybe there's something else with your game that you want to shoot at me. I'd love to read it and respond. You can direct message me at Facebook and/or shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. It is that time for us to get out there and help another human have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again next time.